Hello and welcome everybody. Today we are going to talk about how to configure time service with Chrony. The objectives of today is to first install Chrony, enable and start Chrony daemon, configure date, time and time zone, configure Chrony server. The server we're going to use is utility 1, configure Chrony client. The server we use will be server 1, diagnostic using chronyt command. Let us start by installing Chrony into our servers. So from here we have server 1, and here is our utility server, which is our Chrony server. So we will issue a yum install Chrony on our server 1 and answer yes. So that will install Chrony to our server 1. And we do the same for our utility Chrony. Yes. And that will install our package to utility 1. After install Chrony, let us enable and start the services on both server 1 and utility 1. So here is how we're going to do it. Do a systemctl enable now chronyd. This is how we start the services of Chrony. And let us check the status of chronyd. So it started, it's active, and enable. Okay, so we do the same for server 1. ctl enable now chronyd and system status Chrony, and it started. So after we start service, what we're going to do is find out if the service is running. Yes, we do a grab on chronyd, and this service is running here with the daemon usr sbin chronyd. Do the same to the server. Yeah, it started. And always remember to add a firewall permanently to both servers. So we do a permanent add service TP and do a reload. Do the same to server 1. Service NTP. And do a firewall. Reload. We check the status of the firewall. Make sure it is added here. Yes, we got it. NTP here. On server 1, do the same check on the utility server. That's all. Yes, we have the NTP service added to the firewall. Let us now talk about how to set the time, date, and time zone. Okay, we have a few commands here. Date, we can view hour clock. And the command I'm going to use is timedatectl. Use this command to view the time zone, select. From here, we can actually view the time zone, choose Asia, and we have the whole list of Asia time zone here. Okay. But the command you're going to use right now is timedatectl, set time zone, and we change to Euro, Amsterdam. And once you set, the time zone is set to Europe, Amsterdam. Set the time by using this command. Let's view the current time. now. Okay. And it's 10 a.m. So we'll set the time to set time. And the time is set to 8 a.m. Now let us start configuration of the Chrony server. So make sure the Chrony server is able to start. Okay, we go to etc and the configuration file is chrony.config. What we will do is allow the subnet mask and the structure 1. So we'll remove this sentence here and we'll add the allow subnet /16 and we'll set the local structure to 1. That's it. Save the file and restart chronyd. Once restart, check the status. So it started, and let's check the network. Yep, it's listing. Once we're done with the utility server, we go to the server 1 to configure as a client pointing to utility 1. So we go to etc/etc and this is a configuration file. So here are the 2 lines that we're going to do. What this means is actually disable with the pound so that it doesn't read the configuration. So do a then we insert server utility 1 sample.com ibus and pretty that this is what we need. Do a timedatectl and set NTP to yes and restart the services. So after we wait for a while, when you run this Chrony C sources, you can see that it's actually synced to the utility 1 server. How we know it's synced to the utility 1 server is because of this asterisk here, the star. And when we run the timedatectl, we can see the Systemctl synchronized is a yes. We can actually run this command here, source with a V, and the stars means it's current best. We can use the chronyc command to view the tracking information, and from here there's a reference ID pointing to utility 1 with the structure 2. Since the utility 1 is configured as structure 1, so we will as local structure 1. So when we get the NTP, we will be structure 2. There's a few more commands we can look at is the source status. Yep. And the last command I'm going to look at is C burst 4/4, which we are going to do a manual sync to the server and do a watch on the tracking. And from here, you can see that the NTP, the server 1 is getting an NTP from utility 1 and is updating its time as you see there.